Okay, all right, here we go. Fire up the stream. I haven't been on in
Me
several
neither.
days. Yeah, I've been really busy this week. I don't even know if I got on in any of the weekdays. Which I feel bad. I want to get on, but I've just been busy with just a lot of stuff.
These kids with these trick or treat candy is dangerous.
Yeah, it's just like something different all the time. Like, yeah, last night was Halloween trick or treating, and then tonight I'm on but late because wife and I went out to dinner, and then I can't even remember. Oh, before that I went over and hung out with my buddy one night because his mom was in the hospital recently, and he was just kind of bummed out. And I hadn't seen him in a while, so went over and chilled with him and just had a couple of drinks, watched some football.
I was just over at Cody's house with Jeff and Roman.
Oh, nice.
We were playing a game called Root.
Okay. What
It's
is
like
that
a,
like? What is that like?
It's like a risk game.
Oh, okay.
Pretty fun. Look it up.
Okay, Root. ROOT?
Correct.
Okay. Check it out.
It's like just different things you can do with different armies and stuff. And
Okay.
I was the bird people. It's pretty fun.
Of course. Gotta represent.
It's not. It wasn't even because of that. But it makes sense. Yeah, it's kind of funny. End up being the bird guy.
Yeah, that's right. We'll see if anyone actually shows up. Everyone probably gave up on me. I'll get like 2 viewers tonight, but
No, Butter will be here, dude.
Butter will be here. Butter will represent. Butter and Iwa. Yeah, so for anyone that tunes in or watches the replay, yeah, sorry I'm missing. I will try to be on more often. Yeah, Iwa's here. Lucas is here. I'll try to get back to consistency. Like I said, I just had a bunch of stuff going on, and I just need to figure out most nights if I can, get on earlier, like 8 o'clock or something. Sorry for not being Butter. You're awesome too. Hey, you were the person that Jayson guessed Butter, I guessed Iwa. You were the first person I guessed. But yeah, it's just I had all these conferences. I've just been really tired too. Figured out probably shouldn't divulge this, but because it is kind of gross. So sorry if it's gross, but we figured out that Rowan had pinworms, which is like, parasitic intestinal worms. So they weren't that much. We're not sure where she picked them up. We think a month or 2 ago we went to swim at a lake, and they had a bunch of like just people hanging out in like the shallow end of the lake, and obviously it didn't seem like that clean. So I think it might have been from something like that. Could have been from daycare, but they hadn't told anybody. Like they hadn't alerted anybody there were pinworms. I've never had it. I've never known anyone that had it. And do what?
Have a rare situation right there.
Yeah, actually they're fairly common. Like I looked it up. They're actually pretty common in kids. Like you get just like playgrounds, just eating dirt. Like usually it's just on dirt or something. It's like the eggs just get on dirt. Or something like that, and I think it's just really easy. Basically, it's one of those things, just like a lot of the illnesses. If you just keep up and wash your hands, then you're never gonna get it. But anyways, but if someone in your house has it, it can be pretty contagious, especially for toddlers and things like that. So, and it's hard to detect. Like you just don't get it. My wife saw a couple when she changed her diaper, and that's what tipped her off. But it can be very sneaky, where you're just kind of tired, you're just kind of not getting enough nutrients. It's just like a very sneaky kind of thing. It's not like that dangerous, but You drank tap water, do not recommend. I don't think tap water in the USA would have that. But if you like drinking lake water or something, yes, on accident. But anyway, so everyone in the house took this like anti-worming stuff, medication, and I started feeling a lot better, had a lot more energy, and all kinds of stuff. So I'm pretty sure I probably had it too. I'm not sure if anyone else did, but I probably got it just from changing a lot of diapers or just, you know, and I'm trying to be meticulous, but with kids, you know, put their hand in their diaper or something and then they just touch everything in the house, and it was a different worm. Okay, yeah, I don't think anyone had abdominal pain with ours. It was a very low grade, like if Sandra hadn't seen that, I'm not even sure if anyone would have noticed. But my bathroom habits were a little bit different. I won't go into details, but they're a little bit different. And I thought that was kind of weird. But yeah, I was just kind of tired. But then after that, after I took the deworming stuff, and everyone in the house did, then I felt like I had a lot more energy. And everything kind of just returned back to normal. They might be able to cause abdominal discomfort and things like that too. I'm not sure, but I think it said that for most people, they're usually very stealthy, difficult to detect, and don't cause that many, like, large problems, although they can. So anyways, long-winded story. That's probably why I've been kind of drained and a little bit just sort of out of it for the last couple of months, or like month or so. And I did fix that, I guess, last weekend, but then I was just busy with student conferences and, like I said, hanging out with some friends that I hadn't seen in a while, and just trying to get caught up with everything. Oh, a Callista in gold/silver. I don't necessarily like that, but that's what it is. Jason's gonna hard carry at 1v9 anyway, so it's cool.
Dude, I haven't played in a minute. It's gonna be interesting here.
Yeah. Yeah, that was good though. I mean, the worms, as gross as it is, I'm kind of glad it was that, because some of the symptoms I was getting and some of the things that were changing, that were noticeable, that were kind of problematic, I was looking it up and I was like, oh my god, is my, like, pancreas failing? Is my liver failing? Because what I was getting was the results of nutrient deficiency. And, you know, it had said one of the main ways that happens is like pancreatic cancer, or failing pancreas, failing liver, like bile ducts, all of these different kinds of things. And I was like, oh my god. You know, part of me is like pancreatic cancer, which, I mean, that's a death sentence. Like, you're gone in 1 or 2 years, like 95% of the time if you get pancreatic cancer. But that's one of those that the vast majority of the time, yeah, the cancer search meme, exactly. Vast majority of the time is older people. That's not something younger people usually get. Younger people cancers are usually like colon cancer, breast cancer, maybe lung cancer. Colon's a big one. That's been on the rise, like, dramatically lately. The thing about that one is if you catch that early, it's basically curable. And you can detect it, but you have to go get a, you know, be regular with, like, colonoscopies. But those aren't recommended till you're 45, so that's not going to help you out if you're 30 with colon cancer. I really wish, I don't know how invasive it is or how expensive it is, but I really wish they would authorize more of these, like, types of tests for younger people. But because they don't recommend it until you're like 45, then your insurance won't cover it for free, and it's like probably $3,000 without insurance. That's what we need to be spending money on. If we're gonna spend money on anything, we need to be like subsidizing like diagnostic tests, like medical tests. Because there's so many people that could live through a lot of stuff or really improve their health if they're just able to afford and get testing for stuff, like annually.
I'm lagging.
3K to get a finger in your butt. That is a prostate exam for dudes. So yeah, that's not as invasive. Colonoscopy, I believe, is where they put basically a scope up your ass.
Safe is for nerds.
And it goes way deeper. Yeah, it's all insurance. What's up, Wings? Yeah, probably not a pleasant experience. I think they might have to put you under local anesthesia. I think. I'm not an expert on that, obviously. But yeah, it's more than a prostate check. Now, prostate checks are important too, but prostate cancer is another one of those things where it's usually older people. And honestly, most of the time with prostate cancer, they tell you don't even get it treated a lot of times because it's usually so slow growing that you're going to die. Most people die before it actually becomes a problem. Or a lot of people do. Depends on how healthy you are otherwise, but it is invasive and it can cause collateral damage. So it's like if they discover you have prostate cancer when you're, 75, and most of your other health stuff is like, all right, you're probably going to go at 85, but they think prostate cancer is not going to be a problem for you until you're 95, then they'll just tell you to probably just let it go. I don't know. I'd probably want it cured. Oh, okay. Your Nizok said he's had 2, and he said it is general anesthesia, where you're not totally knocked out, but you are discombobulated. His word, not mine. But you're just out of it. And, said it's not super pleasant. Anytime you have anesthesia, it's going to be expensive. I know an anesthesiologist. He says they charge by 15 minutes. Every 15 minutes, and it's a lot. But, I mean, it's kind of important. If you fuck that up, it will kill you. Very easily. Where is he? Oh, he's top. Why are you so afraid of someone touching your butt? Well, I guess it depends on what they're doing with it. I could have maybe knocked the part up there. Yeah, I wish they would subsidize more diagnostic stuff, because, yeah, a lot of it would be... People do a lot better. Need to do a much better job with health classes, too. In school. Teaching kids more about diabetes and things like that. Because I was like, I would consider myself a pretty smart guy, and I never realized that diabetes, like, yes, it's correlated with being overweight, right? That's a huge risk factor, but you can still be skinny and get diabetes. And I didn't realize that. I thought as long as you're skinny, you're all good. Just freaking eat sugar out of the bag. Doesn't matter. Okay. stopped with a Jin W. The fuck, bro? What are you? This guy's such a fucking clown.
And it's when Mal went top and did nothing, and he's crying that he died at tower.
Used to be a square. Then I embraced the darkness.
Yeah, it's like, dude, we just got dragon and got to kill bottom. Like, calm yourself. Neither one of you top is hitting any CS, and you're both tanks. Like, it's fine. Yeah, basically that was it, Yurnizak. It was like, just don't have sex. I mean, they, remember they had us roll a dice, and they're just like, if you get a 6, you get HIV and die. There's like, it's like 1 in 6 chance. It's like, but if you actually look at it, and of course all they talked about was heterosexual sex. But if you look at like the actual statistics that I looked at before, it's like no protection, just straight up like heterosexual sex, like penis and vagina. It's like a 2% or a 1 or 2% chance. Like, it's extremely low. But if you're doing that all the time, if you have sex like every day, unprotected sex every day with someone that has it, you know, after 50 days or whatever, yeah, it's, you know, odds are you're probably gonna get it. But it's not like one and done. And if you use like protection, it's virtually nothing. And then obviously it's higher. Like injection drug use is like 40%. I think ass sex is like 10% or something maybe. But if you use protection, it's pretty low. Yeah, I mean, and that's like the worst one. That's like the one that will actually kill you potentially. Damn it. Okay, well, double kill, I guess. I shouldn't have flashed there. I think maybe I'm going to die no matter what with Ignite. But now some of the other ones are higher. Much higher. Right? Like HPV, herpes, gonorrhea. All of those are higher. But gonorrhea is curable. What's the other? Like syphilis. Those are like mostly annoyances as long as you just get them taken care of. Herpes is like, you can't get rid of herpes, but I don't think for most people it has like any massive health consequences. It's just annoying. And you can get a, they have medicine where most people probably never have an outbreak if you have the medicine. And it's really hard to transmit it to other people if you take the medicine, I think. And protection does help with a lot of those things too. HPV that's probably one of the spookiest ones. There's a vaccine now though. We didn't have a vaccine back then for the 2 strains that cause cancer. There's like 100 different strains. That is very transmissible, and a lot of people have it at some point in their life. But I think it's only like 2 strains out of like 100 that have a chance to cause cancer. There's like a couple of strains that cause warts that are just annoying. Yeah, it's one of those things. That one can be really dangerous, but statistically... Oh my god, really? Oh my god. Almost made it out. I guess I didn't have to go back in. Yeah, she had R.
Dominating.
Um,
An enemy has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
but yeah, I think like most young people, you know, are gonna have a vaccine for the most of the dangerous HPV. You can get a vaccine. What is it? The hepatitis B is dangerous too, but you can vaccine that.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Maybe we shouldn't be having unsafe sex with people every day. Yeah, I mean that, you know, people are gonna get stuff, but yeah, if you're just having safe sex or you just have the same partner that doesn't have anything, you know, most of these problems go away. But yeah, it's like, even just being a freak or whatever, like getting your freak on with everybody, like worst case scenario is usually not that bad with most people, especially if you, again, use protection especially. But there obviously are people out there that get stuff. But yeah, they just want to scare you in health class, and I just don't think that's a good way to do anything, really. Especially if you're going to be inaccurate. Because kids are going to have sex, you know, like, when I say kids, I mean teens, right? Like, and adults, like, people are going to have sex. It, you know, it could be a fun activity. It can be a good way to, you know, connect. You know, be intimate. He didn't have to do it that time, but that's fine. West Coast is balling.
Turret plating will soon fall.
So yeah, I mean, it's like, it's one of the quintessential human experiences. Like, I get it, you don't want teen pregnancies, like that can be very hard on people. Obviously, getting STDs are not good. But I think they should be teaching safe sex and not abstinence. I think most places probably are, hopefully, teaching safe sex instead of abstinence. But shaming it, making people feel bad about it is just going to drive it underground, and then people are going to be too scared to talk to their family or friends or whatever about things like birth control, definitely about STDs, or, you know, like sexual misconduct, right? If they get abused, or they just, even if it's not like an official assault kind of thing, even if they're just like, you know, just mentally upset about a breakup, or just uncomfortable, just feel embarrassed or something, you know, about something weird that happened, like, they just feel like they can't talk to friends or adults, and then just have to go to, like, Reddit, you know, to figure this shit out. And that's not a good place, like, for figuring that kind of stuff out, so... I mean, that's going to be my stance as a father. Like, I don't want to be weird or whatever with my daughters about it, but, you know, I want to be the person they go to for information about things. Not Reddit. Not Pornhub, you know, or something like that. I want them to trust that they can come and ask me questions or talk to me about anything. Even if it's embarrassing or weird, I would rather them get good, you know, reliable information. Hey, what's up, Carlos? This account, I believe, is like mid-gold. They're coming down. Well, I don't know. We might be able to 1v2 them. This account, I think, is mid-gold, and my other account is like low plat. Low to mid-plat. I can't remember. I haven't been playing too consistently over the last little bit. Yeah, I know, but I feel like a lot of kids are just gonna go to something like Pornhub, right, to try to learn about sex. And it's like, when people don't understand, that's entertainment, right? That's like going and watching, you know, Fast and the Furious or something to try to learn how to drive. Like, it's like, no, those are stunt people. Like, those are professional stunt people that are trying to entertain. Basically, like, their goal is entertain, not to obviously build a relationship or even to have good sex. Like, a lot of that sex is probably not even good for them. You know what I mean? Like, it's their job. They probably don't do
Living the dream.
a lot of that stuff in their personal life, or they would not choose to do much of that stuff in their personal life. Obviously, I'm not a porn expert. I've never been in the porn industry, but I would venture to guess that, you know, just like anything else, just like actors in a movie are not going to do what their characters do in the movie in real life all the time. I'm sure it's a very similar thing for any kind of entertainment.
Life sucks with anxiety, but it is less complicated.
They're gonna try to... Okay. Hopefully they don't break this horn mentally. That's kind of our biggest risk right now.
Hello, I'll mute him.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, he muted himself, I guess, but he was still pinging. Yeah, he's a clown. It's whatever. We just carry him. It's fine. At least he's playing something that, you know, has a lot of value, even if you're bad. You get the upgrades and... Oh, God. Okay, they're done.
A summoner
I had
has
enough of that.
Plumber being called is not entirely accurate. No, well, she's probably old enough for the talk. We've talked to her about sex and where babies come from before. I don't think a lot of it sunk in. She was a little bit earlier. I don't think she's really processed, like, knows what a lot of that means. But she hasn't really asked. So I think she, like, kind of knows. Do what?
I think you got a few years on.
I mean, that's what I would think, too. I mean, I would think, like, actual, real relationship sex talk, probably, like,
Well,
5th grade or something. To some extent. 5th grade, 6th grade. Because I feel like by the time they get into middle school this day and age, like, I mean, some kids start having sex in middle school. I would not recommend that.
it's crazy.
It is crazy. But I don't know how I know that. I feel like there have been, like, some just friends, like, who are, like, parents that have said that about, like, hearing their kids talking about other kids talking about it, you know, in middle school, that kind of thing. So I would recommend, I mean, kids can do what they want. I think I would definitely high school, and probably, like, upperclassmen in high school. You know, if you've got a serious person that you really care about, that's, you know, an appropriate age, that's around your age and everything, and you want to, you know, figure out your sexuality or whatever, yeah, then, you know, that's what I would say, like, junior in high school or something like that. It'd be, like, the earliest. But if people want to wait, you know, longer and figure it out, that's fine. But I think for a lot of people, that's, like, a normal, like, relatively, quote-unquote, healthy age to start exploring and figuring things out. You know, for me, I kind of started doing stuff. I didn't, like, go all the way for a while, but started, like, messing around with people and doing some things, like, freshman year of high school. But I had, you know, I had a steady girlfriend. At the time, it felt like we'd been dating for a while. It was, like, 6 months or something. I ended up dating her for 2.5 years, but... yeah, and, you know, I thought that was actually kind of young. Most of my friends that... I didn't talk to a lot of my friends about it, but I got the sense that, like, many of them, it was probably, like, sophomore, junior type of thing. And some of them, you know, it wasn't until college. Everybody kind of moves at their own pace and does what they want to do. But I would think that having kind of at least a basic entry-level talk around 5th or 6th grade about, you know, making choices, what sex is, what safe sex is, that kind of stuff. I would probably say 5th or 6th. I mean, honestly, I didn't have that much riz in high school. I think a lot of guys did. I don't know. Maybe some guys did, but it was just this neighborhood girl. She was actually a junior, and I was a freshman. So in my neighborhood, and I guess she just thought I was cute. But looking back, I was like, man, so much of that is just like awkward. And I mean, I was kind of a, I was an outgoing, talkative guy. I was just nervous, and I just didn't have a lot of, obviously, experience or whatever. But I mean, it was fine. It was good. There's nothing like too unusual or weird, I don't think. I mean, I just know my experience, but I think there's kind of no way around it. It's gonna be a little awkward and weird if both people are new at it. You know what I mean? That might be why a lot of girls like to date guys that are up a little bit in age. So just because then that way it's not both people don't know what's going on. At least one person kind of knows what's going on. And it hopefully less weird about it. I can kind of see that now. Like, I never really understood it. I thought it was just kind of like, why are these girls like dating older dudes? But it's just kind of the experience and the confidence and just not wanting it to be weird because it's both people are, inexperienced and awkward. So I can kind of see it. I hated it when I was a young guy, though. So these older dudes were just always getting the girls. But to be honest, it was kind of the other way around. I mean, that girl that was a junior didn't really have any experience either. She was kind of quieter and sort of mousy, and she'd had a couple of boyfriends, but they didn't really do anything. So she was kind of the first person that she'd been serious with too. Never got to process childhood. Yeah, I try to be safe and just welcome and honest and, whatever they want to do. I want to be here for them. I'm here for their life. And I mean, I'm not always, again, going to be thrilled about what's going on, right? Like, I'm sure they're going to date somebody. I just want them to be my princess forever, right? But realistically, they're going to date people. They're, and I want them to enjoy their life. And they're going to do it anyways. Regardless of what I think, probably. So, just try to encourage them, hey, just at least be with somebody who makes you happy, that's respectful, and, just be smart about it. That's basically that's pretty much all you can ask. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know, how Rory would feel about this. It's probably just something cute. She doesn't know what she believes or what she likes or thinks yet, obviously. But so I don't mean to like out her or anything, and it's probably not that, but if it is, I'd be cool with it. But basically, there's this guy at her daycare right now that is always just kind of flirting with her a little bit. I've never met this kid. I don't know what grade he's in, but she's talked about him a couple of times, and he gives her like gifts, and I don't remember if he said he loves her or not, but he said something like, I'm gonna marry you someday, or we should get married, or something like that. And then she said, no, I'm gonna marry Addison. She's one of her girls that's a friend. And then he was just like, girls can't marry girls, or something. And then Rory is like, sure they can, or something like that. And kind of trailed off. So I don't know.
First blood.
No, not on stat. Okay, guy. When I say guy, I mean other kid that's presumably within 1 or 2 grades of her. I don't know what grade he's in. Not like it's innocent and relatively appropriate. But I'm still just like, who is this guy? Like kind of protective dad mode. It's like, I don't want to be hearing that. You're in 2nd grade, but But she still likes this other kid and hangs out with him a lot. But that was just kind of
Easy fight.
an amusing response, or an interesting response in some ways. My first boyfriend's age 4. Okay, maybe I'm not giving her enough credit. I don't know. I mean, if she was gay or bi, I would support her. I mean, it is who they, it is what it is, right? People just like who they like. That's the way that I see it. And I'd much rather her, feel comfortable about that. I know people have different opinions on these things, and that's okay, but I would just want her to, just feel comfortable, and again, like she can talk to me and not have to go behind my back or all of that. If she struggles, with stigma and, obviously LGBTQ community is gonna... Yeah, he's getting invaded. It's probably tough finding your way. I mean, I'm not, right? I was straight. But just imagine, especially in the South, it's like, how do you actually ask somebody out? You know what I mean? Like, if it comes out that you're out, like, stuff, there's still gonna be some stigma. Probably less than there used to be, but
it is less complicated.
it's like you gotta take a lot of heat just to date. You might feel like you have to be a secret, or just like you can't be yourself.
An ally has been slain.
And you don't really know who's gonna be cool with it either, because everybody's like, a lot of people are gonna be closeted.
That feels so good.
So you don't even know who you could ask out. Unless you, like, have to get on the apps or something. But, when you're in middle school, you shouldn't be on those apps. Those apps are always not the healthiest anyways. But I imagine it's hard to just, like, organically find people and meet people, because you just may not know, unless they're really obvious about it, like, who's down or not, right? Like, who's batting for that team or not. Yeah, it's definitely a lot better than it was. But I just want to be part of, making her feel comfortable, or helping her deal with, right, if she is getting harassed or whatever. Like, I think adults are, at least like students, college students, I think are a lot more. Like, there are several of my students that are obviously LGBTQ, or they seem like they're obviously LGBTQ, and they're very open and very chill about it, and, I've never had students in my class, like, cause any problems, or, like, make fun of them, or anything like that. So I think, yeah, for the younger generation, it is becoming a little bit more, like, chill. Around here, like, at a minimum, at least, like, if people don't agree with it around here, they're at least kind of, like, respectful. Just let people just do their thing and just mind your business kind of thing.
Living the dream.
That's just kind of, that's how a lot of the South is. I don't know. I mean, obviously there is a lot of, racism and homophobia and stuff like that. It's still a thing, but most of the time, most people I've dealt with, at least kind of in urban, or not urban, but like, suburb kind of places, usually it's just, you just kind of let people do their thing and just kind of mind your business. Like, that's sort of where most people are. Now, in the rural type of areas, it might be a little different, but
Perfection doesn't exist.
parts of the South may not. I mean, I am close to the major flagship university too, so I do think that most of my students are conservative to moderate.
Self-control is
I know most people think that all students are like these super liberal, like, pink hair kind of thing, and they definitely are some, and that's cool, but there's, quite a few that are, on the more conservative or at least moderate kind of spot. Moderate is a lie just to get laid. I mean, maybe. I don't know with which demographic. I guess you could say, like, if you were liberal to a conservative. I feel like if you're conservative and you say that to a liberal, they're gonna... I guess it depends on how far liberal, but... I think you're right. It does kind of feel like a cop-out answer sometimes, but... I do legit feel like there are moderate people, though. There are people that are like... You know, some conservative stances on some things, some liberal stances on some things. I don't think it all has to be full-on culture war, like, us or them, everybody. I know that's what shows up in a lot of media and social media and all this stuff, but I think the majority of Americans are actually relatively chill. It's just that loud minority. I don't know, maybe I'm just like reading the South into more places, but I think like South and Midwest, I think most people are kind of mind your business sort of thing, like try to avoid talking politics with random people, or friends or family, that type of stuff. I don't know. What do you think, Jace? Is Southern Ohio... My vibe was, a lot of it was still kind of... People just sort of mind their business.
Yeah, I think so. There's not a lot of, like, you know, like...
Really extreme stuff going on?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I think it's still pretty chill.
Yeah. What's Ivern doing? Yeah, the Scion Jungle is an interesting pick, but... It's passive aggressive in the Midwest. I don't know. See, that's what some people think, you know, if you're from especially larger city centers and things. And it depends. Obviously, this is like a very broad brush. I'm sure there are people in the Midwest or in the South that are, you know, kind of high-strung or passive-aggressive, just like there are people in large city places that can be chill, too. Oh, wow, he got him? I should have healed. I should have shielded just so I got the assist. I didn't think he was going to get him. I haven't played with an Aphelios in a while, so I'm not sure about his limits. Shit. Where the fuck did he even come from? Of course I'm like typing and the top laner fucking TP's in. Okay, that's fine.
Boring, Miku. Let's have a fight.
Aphis grows to crit, yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're definitely, again, I'm like in a, about as, well, not turbo liberal area, but I think mine would be liberal-ish for Tennessee. I think Chattanooga and Nashville are going to be less liberal. Memphis might be more liberal. I don't know. Shit, he's going to... I mean, obviously places like Nashville are going to... Or Asheville with an A are going to be like turbo liberal. Well, maybe not obviously if you're not around here, but that I think Asheville's the liberal capital of the South, and that's probably like I think it's like 2.5 hours away. Some people maybe say Atlanta, but Asheville is definitely up there.
Universe tends towards chaos. I'm just helping it along.
Yeah, I could have ulted and W'd out, but I didn't think he would pull the trigger. If he just randomly ulted the bush, I would have died, but he didn't know I was in there. He didn't even have any crit at the time. He just had a BF sword, but it just clapped that Kaisa. That Pike is going hard. I don't know. He did that into red-white gun, too. That's crazy. You never fight a Felios when he has red-white. You, like, try your best not to fight him. You certainly don't go seek him out.
An enemy has been slain. Your team has destroyed a turret.
Sometimes we agents of darkness need a break.
Getting too intense for me tonight. Oh, my bad, you're inside. Is it getting intense? Hawk Tua girl, a statewide treasure. Is that what's getting intense, the Hawk Tua? Well, my bad if we've, done anything to make you feel uncomfortable here inside. Obviously not the intention.
Doing the right thing was boring. I'm waiting now.
Like, what? Well, it's too intense. You don't have to talk about it, but if you just let me know which aspect of it's, like, making you feel uncomfortable, and I'll try to, like, not talk about that again, or at least, chill it out when you're here.
Living the dream. The dream of darkness.
I thought you enjoyed talking about these kinds of things, or at least you were amenable to it. Again, my bad. Not intent was not obviously to upset you. How did I get that? Oh, I ignited. I guess I didn't need to ignite. Oh yeah, there's no tower. I totally forgot. I probably should not have even ulted. Just a shield W. There's no way she gets out. I don't know. If she ghosts, I guess maybe that's a problem. Oh my god. Does he have Umbral? Yeah, that's pretty obnoxious. Okay, never mind. Never mind. I guess we're...
Your team has destroyed a turret. An ally has been slain.
He rushed the shield breaking item? That seems kind of goofy. Oh, just election? Nobody even said anything about election, I thought. Did I? I try to stay away from that, because I know obviously that's very contentious.
An enemy has been slain.
I don't apologize for doing my thing.
I heard nothing on election. Okay, yeah. Well, hopefully he'll let us know sometime. Again, I mean, I'm pretty sure he would understand. Like, he has to know I wouldn't do that on purpose. He's one of my favorite, you know, people on the channel, longtime viewer. So I'm not sure what it could be. They're maybe just talking about the sex ed or something. It was just bringing back bad memories or something.
Shut down. An enemy has been slain.
Maybe the colonoscopy.
Destroyed a turret. An enemy has been slain. Double
He gets them both? Okay. We've had really good ADCs tonight.
Be a square. Then I embrace the darkness.
Well, if we put pressure here, Aphelios might be able to get bottom. I don't know if we're going to get this, but if they have to answer it... Well, never mind. He stopped pressure at bottom. Alright, I'm back up.
Dancing between the rules. Stare in the mirror. It's daily affirmation time.
There's Butter's favorite item. Warmogs. Coming in. Coming in hot. Well, we actually got 10 people for a moment there. I saw it. Got double digits.
Double digits.
Even with my terrible schedule.
That planet so that you could laugh at me.
For those of you that missed the beginning, I'm sorry. I've just been like super busy. Just had some health stuff going on for a month. But hopefully I can at least get on a few days. It's still really hard during the week, but I can maybe get on earlier. Oh my god. Am I getting punked here? Alright. Oh my god. Okay, you're coming. Ha! That is pretty funny. Yeah, just clapping people with that Q out of bushes. And you can gank lanes pretty well with his ult. Like, just run up the lane. No freaking way. He's dead, right? Is that an ace? Almost. Oh! Ah! Yes! Oh, what even burned her? Red?
Red.
Yeah, I thought she had Leandries or something. I don't think we can get Nashers. Any drag. He's got purple gun. We gotta help him with dragon, I think.
Completely lost my sense of hope. It's that the light inside me died a long time ago, leaving a dark, very good-looking soul.
Yeah, I think we just need to reset. They're up. Yeah, just let everybody finish their items.
Ooh, Riku, let's destroy everything they hold here and then laugh in their faces.
Oh my god.
High five, DG!
Get, this is risky. Philios is here though. Oh my god, so obnoxious.
An enemy has been slain.
Living the dream.
Double kill.
Wow. Yeah, can we just threaten in? We've got Lux, but
Your turret has been destroyed.
Assist. Tickle my hair.
Victory!
like got deleted. The Bush Q. Well, that was good.
That was good.
Unfortunately, I think I probably got to get up. Sucks, but we're at potty training. Rowan, my wife specifically told me do not sleep in too late because we've got to just let her run around naked in the house and try to get her to use the potty, and she's just gonna pee and poop all over everything. So it's gonna be fun times.
Oh man. Yeah,
Is
I
she-
gotta get up and cause I'm leaving for Florida. So
Oh yeah. So we both got to roll out. But which part of Florida are you guys going to?
Miramar by Destin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. That sounds like fun. So
Yep, I'll be back probably Saturday. Maybe hit you Saturday night or something.
yeah, that sounds good. All right, man. Well, y'all have a good time. Come back with some fun stories. And,
I'll keep it later.
all right, man. See ya.
See ya.
Okay, so what Sneaky's doing, like actual porn, or like a kind of porn, I guess. Exhibitionism. I mean, whatever he wants to do, man. The man's got a following. Hey, what's up, Introspecta? Thanks, man. Yeah, I'm just getting back to healthier. I actually was kind of sick for about a month or so, and hadn't been working out. I'm still like smaller than I was, but I'm trying to get back on top of it, getting some good sleep, getting back to exercising, eating better. Sneaky is a former pro player. I think his name originally was Sneaky Castro, but apparently that's a sexual thing or something, so they made it into Sneaky. But he was on Cloud9. He was actually on the team that did the best the U.S. has ever done at Worlds. So I think he was in the... I think it was semifinals of like 2019 or something. But he's a very popular content creator, but part of what he does is sort of a cross-dress thing where his girlfriend is really good at like makeup, and he'll like basically cross-dress as a woman and, you know, have this very provocative makeup and like outfits and things like that. So he's kind of known for his cosplays and like cross-dressing cross-plays, like kind of gay adjacent sort of. I don't know what you would call it. I mean, just because you like to dress a certain way doesn't reflect your sexual orientation, I guess. But it feels like he's kind of catering to the like LGBTQ crowd a lot of times with his cross-dressing, I would assume. But yeah, that's kind of his thing. It's a fairly unique thing. I think that's like something that he's really popular for. And I don't think there are that many other streamers that are that popular for that, but maybe. Yeah, pizza delivery. I mean, they aren't like that bad. I could probably show it. Like, that's probably his most famous one. Yeah, this one's pretty modest. So yeah, that guy. Zach Scuderi. So yeah, some pics. These aren't really that iffy. I mean, he's fully clothed, right? Like the only thing that's iffy, you know, in some people's minds would probably be that he's cross-dressing, right? But as far as like actually, you know, being anything that's that sexual, I mean, I guess you got the pizza if you want to interpret it that way, but by today's standards, it's, you know, 2 out of 10 suggestive compared to everything else that's out there on the internet. But yeah, that's what he does. So he does a lot. Now, he does have some more provocative ones, too. But most of them are relatively chill. Like, this is one of Soraka, I think. So that's just something that he does. Cross-dresses, usually as League people, sometimes as other things. Oh, on the Google search. Yeah, that's true. Google, you don't know what's going to show up there. But anyways, okay. Well, that's going to be it. Thank y'all very much. I should be able to get back on tomorrow. We'll see what's going on, but hopefully I can get back on around like 9 or 10, and probably Sunday too. And then Monday we'll see what my schedule's looking like. I am off, or classes are canceled at the university for Tuesday for election day, but I do still have to get up and take my youngest daughter into daycare. But I can probably get on a bit earlier. But anyways, okay. Well, that's going to be it. Thank y'all very much. Have a good day, and we'll see you everybody next time.